as far as giving them that latitude to actually go on and enforce and make arrests and so forth that, that we put forth?
As far as I know, naturally there's always some hesitancy or resistance when there's anything that's new. But we're going to work that out. When we come forth here after we've evaluated a while with some changes to tweak it, I think everyone's concerns then will be answered.
And the majority of the arrests that we have made, has that been in the Highland area, or has that just been random?
Been in the Highland area, that is
Okay.
correct, yes.
Is that a result of incorporating the bicycle units, like saturating the area with the bicycle
That
units?
is correct, that is correct. About 30% or so or better of the areas, the incidents that are reported to us come from that neighborhood. So naturally, that's where we began the operation. That is citywide.
Thank you, Chief.
We got to figure out something to do with this mobile home, else it's going to continue to be a problem for that neighborhood, without a doubt, because it was obvious that it was well known that that's the place to come and do whatever it is that you.
But we've
like
already,
to do.
we've already discovered that it is a place where illegal activity is
Yes, sir.
concerned. So therefore, can't we just impound it?
I can't because it's on private property.
Can we get permission from the owner to impound it? I mean, I don't know, I'm just asking. There's got to be a way to get it off that property.
Property standards tagged it,
Let's ask
for
somebody that
14
knows a lot
days
more
and-
than I do.
and it's been passed at 14 days. But
So it'd be like a 7-day sticker kind of thing?
well, normally, yeah, right. Normally we tow cars, but this is a big RV, so it take
That nobody wants to move?
probably not. It's going to take a heavy impound record to get that, and they're going to want to get paid. I'm quite sure.
Counsel?
We could try, sorry, that's really loud.
Are you good?
We could attempt to get the property owner to impound it themselves,
He
but
told us he would not.
then in which case we need to pursue criminal charges against the property owner for facilitating criminal activity on
There
the
you go.
property.
We need to do what now?
He's part of
Pursue
the
criminal
crime.
charges against the property owner for facilitating criminal activity on their property.
We can do that. We can do that.
That'd give him a good choice.
Correct.
It's a duplex, and one side is not rented, and the other side is rented, and the owner lives somewhere else, and quite frankly, doesn't seem to care one way or the other, else the place wouldn't look like.
Is he a slumlord? Does it look like it? We'll jump on that too.
The front of the house looks very nice, but behind the house, it looks very not becoming of that neighborhood.
Okay, thank you.
The 7 arrests, Chief, how many of them, I know you said this gentleman in the
RV
RV is still in jail.
right?
The other 6, are they out? Or do you know?
I don't know.
You don't?
We took them to jail that day.
Okay, because Councilman Butcher had expressed along this same agenda item, do we have a plan? Where are they going to go when they get out of jail?
Somewhere else and find a place to stay.
Get rearrested.
Moving people around that doesn't seem to have a solid place to live, putting them in jail, arresting them does not cure that problem. They go to jail if that's the case, and they get out and they just find somewhere else to go. The gentleman in the RV stuck out in, and Chief White just brought something to my attention. When we did the operation, we did have Hope Connection out there. We had what resources that were known to us to try to help people. The gentleman in the RV stood out to me because his arraignment date, I believe, was last week, and he pled not guilty and went back to jail.
Okay, is that, Councilman Butcher, did you have any questions?
Well, I had talked to Lieutenant Bowman about what we do once we get these people off the property in relation to the new in relation to the new ordinance. And I've talked to the mayor as well about it. My concern is exactly what you said. You're going to put them in jail. They're going to stay a couple nights. They're going to get out. Then they're going to go right back into that same property because it's like a home to them, I guess. I would like for us to have some teeth in an ordinance that possibly says we board those houses up immediately at whoever the owner's expense is for letting it get to that point. And then what I heard y'all say that Hope Connections was involved, which I think is great, but is there a policy in place of what you do, or is that just something that ended up happening? I guess that's what my question is. Wraparound type services is what I'm asking about.
That's what we were attempting to provide when we began this organization, began this operation, to give the people some hope, to tell them what was available. But I tell you what you'll find in many, many cases, the people don't necessarily want the help
Yeah.
that you got to get them, to be frankly honest.
Well, is there any mechanism in place, Mayor or Mr. Dark, to board these houses up once we get them out of them?
We're working with property standards on that, but I will remind you that collecting on those matters is something that we normally don't end
Right.
up being able to do. So we can, quote, charge the owner, but we frequently have difficulty collecting from the
You
owner.
may not collect from the owner. You may be able to charge them, but not collect.
Right. But it costs us, but we don't necessarily get reimbursed, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, it's concerning to me that they're most likely, the majority of the time, they're going right back, like what you said, Chief. And I don't know if that's something we need to try to do, maybe on a few when we start, board them up, see if we have success with them going somewhere else. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of to the rest of the councils.
The gentleman in the motor home, we went back, he was arrested one day. We went back 2 days later, and it was a total different crew of people there at that location. But they knew him and knew he was in jail and all of this, but they were just, regular visitors, I guess you might say.
Yeah, they pretty much knew he was gone, so they were going to take his spot, pretty much.
They were getting stuff out of the motor home. That tells you anything.
I think that's something for us to look at, but also I don't know how much cost we can, I don't know.
If something doesn't happen to clean up that space, that area, where it's not enticing for people to come back, where the product is not there, the atmosphere is not right, they're going to keep on coming back, to be frankly honest. Matter of fact, while we were there, we encountered some people who work in the area nearby that was over there getting whatever services they thought they needed at the time. And this was what time of morning? Yeah, it was before noon. Before noon. Ain't no doubt about it, is it? No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Goodness.
I could see why, the citizens would be such up in arms with the report that you're given, because that is rather concerning.
Yes,
But I think that whatever ordinances that we have, we just need to enforce them.
absolutely.
Where do Councilman Talaferro just made a good point. He did. I'm going to go ahead and write you out. But what about once we do an operation in those areas, setting up some of the camera trailers in that area after we do that operation?
We can do that. We got to buy some more, and I think I reported before you came, we're in the process of acquiring a couple more. But absolutely.
I mean, that might be a deterrent. We talk about how, they deter crime. Maybe set them up after you do an operation in that area. Set them up.
Well, the lady who had told us about all that was occurring over there, had the opportunity to speak with her while we were in the area, and she explained how this has been going on for a couple of years, for quite a long time. Very, very saddening to hear.
It is.
Anyone else?
Right, it's about 8509.
Okay, we can move back to agenda item B. Councilwoman Taylor?
Mayor Arsenault, you said on, the update on the police substation at 8509, that you were looking to enter into a contractual agreement pending an appraisal? What appraisal amount are we looking at? Because the first appraisal came in at 1.4.
The first appraisal was at 1.425, I believe, and the
And that was
property is
ours?
The property is only available at a price of $1,675,000. So we'd have to have an appraisal that met that number.
Whose appraisal was 1.675?
No one's yet.
Okay. But, okay, so explain to me again. 1.675, is that what the property is valued at?
We don't know yet.
Okay. Is that what he's asking for?
That's what he's asking.
But we have an appraisal for one point
We
four
have
two
an
five.
appraisal for 1.425.
So I would say that's what it's valued at for us at this
It's
point.
at 1.425, correct? Okay. Because I'm not looking to pay him over that. If that's what it's valued at. That's my question.
If I may, Council Lady Taylor, since we have relocated temporarily up North Market area, everything is going well, is what I hear from the officers. The transition has been good. We're fueling up there on North Market. Everything has been wonderful, from what I
Good.
understand.
That's good.
And we're looking forward to doing the same thing out on Interstate Drive here very soon.
Thank you, Councilman Butcher, for the building. I appreciate it.
That was a lot of riding around, I
Okay.
found. Yeah. But no, it looks, I was up there, I go through there all the time, and the presence is just really awesome. I mean, every time I go by, there's officers out there around and getting in their car headed.
Yeah.
One followed me all the way up towards downtown the other day. So, you know, he pulled out right behind me. I may or may not have been, if there was a speed camera there, I may,
They've certainly been out doing their job.
but they are definitely doing their job. So
For real.
it's really good to see, and I
It's
think.
like, are we getting an escort home?
Well, they took their complement of resources with them, vehicles, spare cars, and things
That's good.
things have just been great.
That's
Been
good.
really great.
Good. Y'all had quite a few arrests this weekend, too. I'm not mad at you.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Stay tuned. You'll hear about a little bit more here in the coming
Yeah,
future.
y'all had quite a
Stay
few.
tuned.
Okay. For real.
Stay tuned.
Anyone else? Okay, Chief, I think we need Chief Reese out.
Hey, Chief.
How y'all doing?
I wanted to get an update on Fire Station 20.
Absolutely.
Did the grills come in for Fire Station 20?
Excuse us. Excuse us. So, sure. So I tried to move them out of the way. So Fire Station 20, as of Thursday, we received our permit. Friday and Saturday moved in, and Saturday, I would say actually Councilman Butcher knew more than I did. So until I saw the tag, I didn't know we were operating out of there, but I hadn't received that message yet. So they are operating one engine company out of that fire station. Truck 20 is still at fire station number 22 on Southern Loop. We have communicated that with the port. They are pleased with that. They sent out an email also to their tenants to let them know where we were in that process. Since I think Saturday, I think we made 2 runs one day, and next shift 1 run. So hopefully that provides a little relief for that station on East 70th Street.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Chief, that, for moving it forward. You know, it's definitely the conversation has picked up over the last 6 months as to what's the deal with the station.
Right.
And I think just seeing that truck out there answers a lot of questions for people. At least we've got that truck back in service. And, you know, I don't know, you know, it operated down there for years without that fire station and did pretty good, but now with the growth and the port and everything. So I appreciate y'all getting it together, and yeah, Chris Standridge had sent me several emails and pictures and stuff, so I appreciate that too.
And it was definitely a challenge. Have to thank, he's not in here right now, but Public Works and Mike Sepulveda, the permits department. It was definitely a challenge, making sure we called the state fire marshal to see what he could do. But again, it was a challenge, but I owe a lot to Mr. Sepulveda with Public Works.
Is are the trucks going to be parked, or is the truck going to be parked in the bay? Is that what the plan is?
Yeah, at nighttime, mainly, they're gonna keep it right in front of their trailer so they have quick access to the truck. They're gonna park it toward Flornay Lucas to where they can just leave out that side. But at night, we don't, we're also gonna put a camera. It just so happens that one of our firemen runs cameras for casinos and everything else. So he's out of his own pocket. He's gonna put a camera at that fire station so that we do have surveillance on that vehicle. And then truck 20, we're actually going to pick the new one up here this week, end of this week. So cool. I'll make my trip to Baton Rouge worthwhile while we're down there.
On a sidebar, did we have another apartment fire?
Yes, we had 1901 Centenary. That would have been
Is that the vacant one?
Yeah.
Saturday night, late
Oak
Saturday night.
Meadows. Again.
Yes. So we did, and again, it wasn't cold, but it's to be expected. We have and I have to share with the mayor. I cannot share the map, but IT did put a map together. I know we were talking about vacant properties here today, but I do have that heat map. I can't share it with anyone because of the way they sent it to me. I can let you see it all day long, but unless you have a GIS account. So I will get that to y'all as soon as I can get them to unlock it.
Is this the same owner?
I have no idea. On 1901 Centenary,
That property is under control of a keeper that has been foreclosed on, and there was at least a sale pending. I don't know if these recent fires have done something to it.
This is ridiculous. Thank you, sir.
yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Oh, Councilwoman Bowman?
Chief, while you're up, Fire Station 8, I know we had a lot of rain last night. Is the water in control? I saw some sandbags there over the weekend.
It received some water.
So it flooded again?
Yes.
Okay. So are you gonna get with Shelley so we can make sure?
Absolutely. I think that design process is pretty much completed. We are doing some things with the engineer that designed it also,
Okay.
with the city attorney's office and Shelley. So we do plan on having that rectified as
Okay.
quickly as possible,
Okay.
and hopefully without city funds.
Please keep me updated, because I have been getting some calls
Okay.
saying that it's mold in there, so we might need to check that.
Okay.
And that disturbs me with it only being 4 years old?
Yes.
Right,
About
4 years
5 years
old.
old.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes.
Before we adjourn, Chief Smith, could someone from your department get with this? Do you have the address where this RV is located?
Yes, I do.
I think the attorney's office just said we could criminally cite the owner of the property. Is that correct, sir?
I'm gonna have to look at the applicable state laws, but if we can't, we can draft an ordinance to that effect.
Because the property standards officer over there, I got an email where she personally made contact with that owner, and he replied back was, "I am not going to spend $1,500 to get it out of my backyard."
Okay. So we're obviously going to have to pursue this another way. He's not going to move it voluntarily.
That's what the email said. That's right, and they had already property standards tagged it, and the 14 days had passed since it had been tagged. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
All right.
Anybody else? I think we're adjourned.
We got